I went and got surgery, and I'm like want to transition back to my natural body. Like,
oh, what now?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's going out of fashion?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like natural bodies are more in slim, more slim thick. I feel like that is like what's in right now.
But then
the clear definition of doing whatever is in. Whatever is in. You heard her say, I'm going to do it because that's what's in. This is how the influence, I'm telling y'all, we are influencing these young girls who do anything and everything because it's cool.
You know what's insane work, and let's clock it for a second, is the fact that Dream Doll got up on a podcast and said she regrets getting work done because natural bodies are coming back into style. What in the fuck are you? They're coming back? They never left. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, it's a natural body. What do you mean it's back in style? Like I don't understand it. You're genuinely and thoroughly considering reversing work that you got done on your body. Now, evidently, because you felt like it was a trend to do that. Because natural bodies, your natural body type is like glorified, it's being glorified again. I don't get it. Like, these are the people you look up to.
So allegedly, BBLs are no longer a thing. This is what everyone has been saying on TikTok lately, and I really want to unpack this today. Why not, right? I want to touch on a few things. Like, for one, is this actually a thing? Because I swear sometimes people say that things are in and out of style, but this is really something that's happening in the social media realm, not in our real life. You know, shout out to hood celebrity. And also, I feel like when we talk about what's in and out in pop culture, a lot of it has to do with more populous areas like inner cities. Think New York, Chicago, even like Toronto, Houston. And in those areas where there are just more people, more of the influencer population. But I don't think that necessarily means that the being in or out applies everywhere else, like in smaller towns or in more rural communities, where a large part of the population literally exists. So yeah, you got to take those trends with a grain of salt. And when you see people talking about, oh, this is no longer in, you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt. And honestly, guys, even in inner cities, free self-expression is actually way more common. So is there really an in or out when you really think about it? I feel like I already answered my own question. That in and out is so insanely subjective that this will always depend on the spaces we're talking about. But I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments. Now that that's covered, I do see a bit of evidence that the BBL craze isn't what it used to be. I definitely see that there are a lot of rumors, a lot of celebrities are modifying their bodies to have a smaller butt now, or there are celebrities who are clearly losing weight, celebrities who are being rumored to be on weight loss supplements like Ozempic, which kind of has led into the conversation about, oh, it's not really just about a smaller butt, it's also just about having a smaller frame in general, and we're moving back towards skinny being in. Even though I don't really know if skinny was ever out, but again, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that, because I think that there were a lot more images of curvier people in mainstream media because of things like the body positivity movement. But I don't necessarily think that that means that skinny was ever out. Now, what does this all mean? Because I've seen a lot of people sharing their opinions about BBLs going out of style, and the vast majority of people seem to be really excited and happy about this. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually think natural bodies are always going to be the best way to go. I couldn't see myself going under the knife to surgically modify my body, but to each their own, like I always say. But I think what's happening here is we're forgetting some things when we talk about BBLs going out of style, or big butts going out of style, or curvy bodies going out of style, and the excitement that's being shown about it by some of the people bringing up these topics. For one, I feel like people need to remember that individuals actually exist with this as their natural body type. This is not just a body type that existed through surgery, point blank, period. And nobody should be made to feel like their natural body type is a trend that can go in and out of style. And it's crazy because either way, they're losing. Because when their bodies were in style, they were getting the BBL allegations because so many people were getting BBLs that people started to actually act like those bodies do not exist naturally. And no, it's not a compliment to a lot of people. There are so many people who don't find this to be a compliment to be asked, oh, is your body natural, when it truly is. Some people think it's a flex and some people find it offensive.
We are finally in the era of being thick, going out of style. I am so happy to get to this point. Y'all done cheapened it up, okay? Because here's the thing. I'm starting to notice celebrities, everybody on Ozempic, your favorite influencers who used to be thick, who used to be a little bit bigger, they skinny now. Like, I love that this is happening because for us naturally thick girls who were born with it was so hard living in the BBL era. Do you know how hard it was being naturally thick, living in the BBL era? Everybody asking you, is it real? Everybody asking what doctor you went to.
And the reason I say it's a lose-lose is because that now that people are finding it to no longer be the trendy thing to have, I wonder what's going to happen. What is going to happen? I know that in the Black community, curvy bodies have always been a thing. They have always been in. They have always been the images that you see in music videos. Even before it was all surgically modified, there were so many natural curvy bodies being admired. But what about the more general population? What about the way everybody else is going to start to perceive and act when it comes to people who are a little bit curvier or people who have really big butts? Because this is a thing that a lot of people have been talking about lately and acting like it's a positive thing that somebody else's body type, that someone's body type will now be excluded or to even be seen as inappropriate. But we'll get into that in a second. To me, the fact that we're even having a conversation about natural bodies being back in style is really hilarious. Like, we've got to be inhaling fumes, bro. The air really has to be that polluted. You're telling me that we're acting like our bodies are Fortnite skins? Like it's some sort of random sweater or something that can go in and out of style. Like, I think it's really weird and dystopian to be even having this conversation. And I'm going on a bit of a tangent now, but I saw someone talking about the Claremont twins and how they're basically like real life IMVU characters. And now I literally cannot get it out of my head. This is something that we need to dedicate a whole video to, I kid you not, about this idea of people morphing into video game characters or trying to like morph the virtual realms with the 3D that we walk in every day. There's something that needs to be unpacked here. The idea that people look for unrealistic features in people in order to consider them attractive in a lot of instances, all of that is very strange and needs to be unpacked. Okay, but let's get back on track here. The BBLs are over conversation. It's just been a bit meh to me because I feel like it's gotten to a point where it's going too far and we're missing the mark. Like I had kind of mentioned a little bit before, seeing in comment sections people talking about the fact that they think big butts are inappropriate for certain rooms and basically saying that you can't just walk into any room looking super voluptuous, but a girl who is petite or fit can go into any room without any issues. And I understand that for some of y'all, this might be like y'all's little level up conversations that you guys be having, where you guys are like, oh, natural hair, you can't walk into any room with natural hair. And this is just a fact. Life must be adapted to. It's just about fitting into certain rooms. No, I'm not doing this with you. I understand where you guys are going with this, but I don't agree. I still don't agree. I don't think that just because you see things to be a certain way, and mind you, a negative way, it's a way that makes no fucking sense. I don't think that you should just go about life acting like that will always be the case and just continuing to manifest it over and over, perpetuating it yourself. It would just feels so icky to me as a woman to be like, oh yes, slim is back in. I'm so excited. My body is back on trend. You know, you can't bring a big butt just anywhere. Now my body is appropriate for every room. Like, do you realize how many people you're offending? Like, I just think it's icky. I just think it's gross. Maybe not a big deal to you, but I think we have to be mindful about the conversations that we're having, because it'll be from a feminist perspective a lot of the time. I feel like us as women, we will be really looking to protect each other. Like, oh, I'm so happy surgery's not in, right? I completely agree with that. I'm happy that a lot of people are starting to accept themselves, or that a lot of people are starting to be like, you know what? No, I'm not going to spend a bunch of money to potentially die just so that I could fit an aesthetic. I'm happy that people are opening their eyes to that. But then to take it so far as to be like, and that body type's not even good. That body type's inappropriate. And that being curvy is not even appropriate to go to a business meeting. I feel like now it's, guys, we're not gonna put on our Handmaid's Tale dresses, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you. It's not happening. And again, if that is your aesthetic, to be very conservative, there's nothing wrong with that either. But I feel like when we make it seem like, oh, this right, this wrong, and then we start to make generalized comments and then turn around and say to a woman with a big butt in the comment section, if you don't have a BBL, it don't apply, just let it fly. No, because you're not just talking about BBLs. The conversation went from BBLs to curvy bodies so quickly, and I feel like it just doesn't make any sense. I just feel like we can disagree with the whole BBL epidemic without going too far and lumping curvy women in, lumping women with big butts in, because when you talk about big butts like they're by nature inappropriate, you're not just talking about people with BBLs, and you have to be mindful of that. And I know that I'm obsessed with color, and you guys love to call me out for that. That's what the exoticals like to do anyway, and the other random keyboard warriors, that's what they're saying about me. But a lot of this does go back to race. It does, and I don't care. And the hypersexualization of Black women has a big part to play with this. Of Black women, women of color's curvier bodies. It has a big part to play in this. And I hope that me acknowledging that fact doesn't rile you up. Matter of fact, I don't care. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about all of this. Leave a comment down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you feel like it, of course. I will see you in the next one. Bye.